Welcome back to Brandon's Comic Wrestling with probably the last issue of the week, X-Men. Now I know there was also, now I mentioned this in my first one for League Excalibur, that there was also this TASM, the Six Sins of Norman Osborn issue that also dropped this one shot. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do a reaction to that one just because of the PS5 event. Because I finished up a few, probably like 30 or some odd minutes, maybe a little bit less. Fucking loved it. Definitely going to be doing a video on it. So yeah, I don't know if they'll do the since Norman Osborn. I might do it tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, man. So this will most likely be the last issue of the week anyway. But I'll probably end up tweeting what I think of the issue on my Twitter. So you guys want to know what I think of the since Norman Osborn? Follow me on Twitter. I might do it there, or I might end up doing a video for it. I haven't decided yet. But regardless of such, let us begin with X-Men. First off, I gotta give a huge props to this cover. Holy shit, is this cover fucking awesome. Look at it. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this. 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 Look at this cover. This is some good shit. This is some good shit. So let's jump right in. Also, I had some ramen not too long ago for lunch, and I'm still feeling the effects of it. Man, that shit is heavy. Now, as that, in the early days of the Krakowian nation, it merged with the mysterious island of Beast. A piece of Krakoa's lost other half, Arkoko, if I'm saying that right. The only ones inhabitants of this fragment was a summoner, invulnerable and able to call forth monsters, who has now made his home on Krakoa. Okay, so we got Rockslide, Laura, Anoel, Sumnar, and Apocalypse. Oh, it's someone I can find that name I can pronounce with confidence. Anyway, let's jump right in. Next page. Credits. Krakoa, the Arkenko point. We've learned so much about one another. What about we want what we love, what we hate, and we hate the things we believe, all the fears in our hearts and doubts in our minds. But now we come to the sharp end of it. Real weakness, the chinks in our armor, the soft spots that could cost us everything. You move, friend. Your move, friend. Yeah, I'm moving. Now let me take a good look at you. Ah, I see you. God, why are you yawning again? You're inevitable. You're vulnerable. That's your mutant power, that you cannot be hurt, except your eyes, Summoner. That's your weakness. Yes. And what about you? So this is like a continuation of where we were at the opening of the first of last week's issue, or of the last issue, I said. This, my friend, is fascinating. Your external form is simply a rock shell armor. It's a rock shell armor of stone that protects and hides the energy self. That is the real you. So that's why when he blew up, he just reforms. That's pretty cool. How's that a weakness? Perhaps in this case, weakness is the wrong word. But it is a vulnerability. If someone knew that, then they'd know where and how to strike. But do not fear, we are all allies, mutants with nothing to hide. It's okay, I have to bring this up again. I don't understand the inconsistencies with the outfits and the cosplay. Rachel has had so many different designs and looks throughout all of her series from that she appears in. From her look in the main X-Men book, to the couple times you saw her in Excalibur, to how she looks in X Factor. Her hair is different usually in all three of them, and like like her hair color is like different colors in like two of the three of them, And here we have Apocalypse. He's wearing these robes in Excalibur, and here he's wearing his normal outfit. Like, what's with these inconsistency, Marvel? Like, come on now! Am I asking too much for some continuity? You're having an event, for Christ's sake! I swear to God, I swear to God, man, if Apocalypse makes appearances in that new event, and I swear to God, he's wearing different outfits in, like, he's wearing his normal outfit in Excalibur, but he's wearing his normal, or, like, his blue outfit in, like, the original, in, like, the main X-Men book or whatever, bruh, come on now. That's kind of been bugging me for a bit. If so, then good, for I have come seeking knowledge. Hello, grandfather. I was showing my friends here an Okkara, an Ari what? An Ari Kiki game? I didn't say you say it. I probably said that wrong. Would you care to join in? Do I look like a player of games? Yes, very much so. That fucking smile. Look at Apocalypse, man. This man be like, do I look like I play games? Like, my man. Yo, that can be a meme real quick. I'm probably going to have to crop that image and make it its own, like... You can use that as a meme if you actually wanted to. I'm just saying, man. Leave us, children. That's what. Leave us, children. See you later. Soon. Will not be soon enough, friend. Is it time, grandfather? I have built the external gate. Yet you're wearing your normal blue outfit. Like, what happened to your robes, my guy? Anyway, constructed in on the bones of the immortal mutants, just as planned, just as was required. So you have made the door home, and the way to our our cocoa. It's open. Oh yeah, right. Wait. I think we actually saw this kid a few issues back, actually, a while ago in the X-Men book, where he was like hugging her or whatever. I think, or him, I should say. I think that happened a few issues back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we did. Now we simply have to walk through. But I sense hesitation, grandfather. Why? When I saw you, and that you were of my lineage, I put my faith in that. But before I send the whole of Krakoa across Otherworld and into the unknown, there are things I have to know that you have not yet told me. You want to know what really happened? How we fought? How we felt? Yes. Very well. Next page. A mutant's history of Araco. I feel like I'm still saying it wrong. Plus the fallen world of Amenth. I'll start with what I know. The story was told to me. Okkara, the one land of mutants. That was like a burp or something. It was ancient before that word existed, but not yet old in the way not yet old in the way they were old. The twilight sword of the enemy tore the world a shred, and what was one became two. And after the chasm between them, from the dark world and the enemy poured into this world. Oh, Christ. There we go. Until at great cost, the army of the enemy, along with our Arco, or how the hell do you say that, itself was pushing back through, and the chasm was sealed shut. But like all stories old enough to grow in the telling, it sometimes became difficult to separate fact from fiction, or truth from lies. There's my man Apocalypse coming out with these like weird looking swords. They look cool. Um, some say that you stayed behind to prevent that world from falling, to seal the breach and save what could be saved. Ooh, nice. After all, you were Apocalypse, the warrior god in blue, the great resender, the first mutant of the second generation of mutantdom on Earth. But there are others who tell stories of betrayal, of sacrifice to your family to preserve yourself and what little could be saved. Finally, there are whispers of the something worse, judgment and slavery to fate, that you were a prisoner to the whims of others. The only sure truth that says, telling us this. What should never have been cleaved in two was separated forever. Husband from wife, parent from child, Arco from Carco. From one trauma, the mutants of Arco plunged themselves into the hell of the next one. The art for this issue is really good. Like, the art's always been pretty good for this series, but the art here I think looks better than usually does. It just looks really, like the colors and everything. It looks really solid. It's really solid. What waited for them was not an army. No, for some it meant madness. For the rest, it was wasteland of a world called Amenth, a black world, a fallen world. What they saw surprised them. A desolate nothing littered with the bodies of defeated enemies. All knew this handiwork. All recognized the black axe of the white swords and his 100 champions. He was nowhere to be seen. No trace of him remained, but his bloody hand had brought Arco time. And with that time, we worked wonders. In our age of legends, a miracle of mutantdom, much of the work done by brave mutants, alchemists, and engineers still stands to this day. I'm curious if this issue is going to be giving off a lot of like the backstory and background information for the path of X swords or whatever, that new event that's going to be starting. I believe next week is actually when we're getting that one shot that like starts everything until that leads right into like the tie-in issues from all the different X books and whatever. I'm curious because it seems like it's going that direction, but I'm not entirely sure. But it seems like it is. Not all, of course. Not only a few remained, but then there were 10 towers, and all the land between them was ours. When the armies of Amenth finally came, we showed them no mercy. And for thousands of years, the towers held in horror, and the hordes died at our border. Generations of mutants lived and died, never knowing defeat. And so I was born in glory 300 years ago. Nice. This art is really good, man. As a child, all I knew was a world inside our walls. It was all any of us knew. It was a special kind of ignorance, living in the only safe place in a world of violence, believing it must be this way for all. We know nothing of what Amenth truly was. When my crib mate, the High Mutant Prophet Adil, I don't know how you say that, went blind after seeing the fall of our great towers, people say Genesis laughed at him and threatened to remove his weak head from his weak shoulders. Genesis, the authority of Arco, the mother of the horsemen, the wife of Apocalypse. Ooh, that's quite the introduction right there, ladies and gentlemen. And instead of striking Idol down, she raised an army. Nice. Next page. There were gone for 20 years. Every few months, word would arrive of their conquests, and all of Arcos would celebrate. We feasted on victory. It was our birthright, and Genesis fed us well. Then 2 centuries ago, our army fell silent. Later we would learn that it had reached the ivory spire. It was a stronghold of a long-thawed, lost white sword, purity. He was our greatest healer, immortal, eternal. Each morning the white sword resurrected his own 100 champions and rode out to slaughter Menthi demons. That's a good armor. Warding until the last soldier in his army died, only to begin again the next day. Next page. Genesis said that the death and resurrection cycles had become his religion. She said he had become just as alien as the horde he raged against, and we mutants of Arco were the same to him. We tasted our first defeat at the hands of one of our own. We heard nothing for 6 years, and then, having escaped by untold and never spoken means, Genesis and a few mutants who survived returned home to Arco. The return only to find more defeated waiting for them. Izka, the traitor, Izka the unbeaten. Her mutant power was that she could not lose. It was her power that forced her to join Amenth in the war against Okkara. Understand? She had to. They were going to win, and she cannot lose. Izka had been sent to invite Genesis to parley with Annihilation. Speaking of Annihilation, the movie with Natalie Portman, fantastic film. I just had to throw that in there because Annihilation was an amazing film and I saw it. Anyway, with Annihilation, the god of Amenth, at the seat of the Golden Helm power in the capital city of Amenth. No one knows what words passed between them, just that Genesis accepted. It is said that the great hall of Annihilation was full that day, that the full might of Amenth was witnessed for the first time. Amenth, demons and worse, were waiting when Genesis arrived. I wonder, were they silent as Genesis approached Annihilation's throne? Did they scare and rage? Did they scream and rage? Or did they mock and jeer? All we know for sure is this. They battled to death with the fate of Arco in the balance. It's a sick looking design right there, the person on the right. They battled, and Genesis was found waiting, defeated, unfit, and buried. And buried with her was all hope for Arco. Next page. You see, their god is called Annihilation for a reason. For 100 years they mad horde. The truth might be Amenth, battered the walls of Arco. Mutants died, towers fell, but somehow we held. But because there was still hope that somewhere out there you had raised a new mutant society, a greater one, and with it, a mutant army that could save us all. We held out until we couldn't any longer. I was sent ahead to find them. Others sought out a different kind of salvation, but I know nothing of their success, or failure. I only know that the last words of war, of farewell and an under siege Arco. Grandfather, great apocalypse, we are out of time. Amenth is on the march, and only you can save us. Okay. Summoners of Amenth. Behold the power of the Summoner School of Amenth. They are nameless adepts and ageless wizards of the Black World, and can touch the dark place hidden to the most practitioners. Know a summoner by their mark, which they must wear at all times. See the mark and know them, not by any other sight, any word, or any deeds. They serve an alien power, a lore deeper than their connection to walking world. Remember this and act accordingly. Okay, let's read these. Summoner Minor. Traditional number 600. Currently 350. Able to summon a single host or a minor demon. Summoner Adept. Number 30. Currently 22. Able to summon a small horde of minor demons or one major eternal. High Summoner. Number 3. Currently 2. Able to summon a horde of elementals and up to 3 major demons. Next page. Later. Here it is. As I said, the price was paid. Oh wait, he's actually wearing his robe! Ladies and gentlemen, he's wearing his robe! Oh my god! Holy fuck! I never thought I'd see this day. Apocalypse in another series, wearing his attire from Excalibur, Jesus. I never thought I would witness this day, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as I say, the price was paid. I have done the work. I have built the external game. Unis, the Untouchable, and Banshee was a company and protect you across Otherworld to Arco. I'm a traveling man, always happy to see the sights. I want you to find our path and herald my return. And as you do, I will marshal the might of Krakoa to rescue Arco and heal that which was wounded so long ago. However, if you find that Arco has fallen, then return quickly, so that you might save any survivors, rescue any enslaved. That, and have my long-awaited revenge. Next page. I can feel it, grandfather. This is the beginning of a new age, and when you see it again, I will greet you in a manner befitting of not just a hero of Arco, but as the father and true heir of Arco. You have my word, grandfather. This, I promise. Man, Apocalypse. Alright, and that's everything. So, overall, this issue was really, really good. Out of all the X books we got this week, at least from the ones I read, this was probably my favorite of the 3. So yeah, overall I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, follow me on the description box below, and as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.